for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
Look, I know exactly what you're thinking right now, because I got that same pit in my stomach staring at my phone, waiting for that monster name to drop. But what we got today is a classic Brian Cashman move that makes you scratch your head and ask if he's seeing something nobody else is, or if we're just scraping the bottom of the barrel here. The New York Yankees just inked a deal with Caleb Ort, a righty reliever who got cut loose by the Houston Astros this past Friday, January 9th, 2026. It ain't the kind of signing that stops traffic in Times Square, I'll give you that, but if you really follow baseball, you know, championships are often won with the pieces nobody cares about in January. Ort is 33 years old, which puts him in that veteran category of guys who've been around the block, took their lumps, and lived to tell about it. And his story is interesting because it involves two rivals we absolutely love to hate. He started his career up in Boston wearing Red Sox threads between 2021 and 2023. But let's be real, he barely saw the field in 21 and struggled big time trying to get out of the pen the next two seasons. What catches my eye, and this is where I need you to pay attention before you trash this news, is what happened when he went to Houston. In 2024, he looked like a different dude, posting an earned run average, a solid ERA of 2.55 in 22 games. That's elite. That's numbers from a guy who holds it down in the late innings. The problem, and the reason he was available for us to pick up for basically nothing, is that 2025 was a step back, with his ERA shooting up to 4.89, even though he set a personal record for durability with 49 appearances on the mound. It's that old low-risk, medium-reward bet the front office loves to make, trying to replicate the success we've had reclaiming forgotten arms in the past. The offseason has been scarily quiet around the Bronx, and adding Ort gives us another option for a unit that desperately needs depth, not necessarily stars, but guys who can eat innings without blowing up the game. We know the rotation needs help, but the bullpen is the backbone of any team trying to survive October. Before I get into how he fits with Bednar and Doval, if you want to understand the front office moves before everyone else and not rely on generic headlines, hit subscribe and ring that bell right now, because we break down the game with raw truth here. Moving on, Ort's arrival raises a yellow flag about the overall strategy. We're stacking up righties when we clearly need a reliable lefty to neutralize the heavy hitters in the division. Our bullpen composition right now is a fascinating puzzle with Caleb Ort coming in, because if you look at the names we already got locked in, like David Bednar, Camilo Doval, and Fernando Cruz, we got plenty of arms for the late innings, the guys for the 8th and 9th who shut the lights out. Where Ort fits into this equation is exactly in the middle of the game, that critical moment between the 5th and 7th inning, where we've seen leads go down the drain way too many times in recent years. He's not coming in to be the closer. He's coming in to compete for a spot on the 26-man roster, to be that blue-collar guy who comes in when the starter gets chased early and we need to hold the score until the bats wake up. The fact that he pitched in 49 games last year for the Astros, even with the inflated numbers, shows his arm can take the workload, and in a 162 game grind, availability is sometimes the best ability a player can have. Now, there's the Matt Blake factor in all this. We know our pitching coach is a wizard at fixing broken mechanics and maximizing the potential of guys other teams threw away. So there's a real chance Blake saw something in Ort's velo or spin rate that the Astros missed or couldn't fix. If Ort can get back to that 2024 form where he had an ERA under 3, this signing is going to look like genius 6 months from now. But if he repeats his 2025 performance, He probably won't even make it out of spring training, and that's fine because the cost is peanuts. The strategic question here is volume. The Yankees are clearly betting on quantity, bringing in vets to see who's left standing at the end of March. I still think we're missing that lefty specialist, and bringing in another righty to a pen that's already heavy on the right side might be a risk if we face balanced lineups like the Orioles or the Astros themselves in the playoffs. But at the end of the day, Caleb Ort is a live body, experienced, knows the pressure of the American League, and has pitched in hostile environments. I want to hear from you, the fan, because your voice is the thermometer of this team. Do you think recycling cast-off pitchers like Ort is the right strategy for a team mandated to win the World Series, or is this a sign the front office is scared to spend where it really matters? Drop your opinion in the comments. I read everything. Let's debate this move. And don't forget to stay on top of every trade, every rumor, and every detail from behind the scenes at Yankee Stadium. Stick with us, because the season is just getting started and the stove is about to heat up.